Hey guys, and welcome to my episode on my journey and my experiences through the Tesla shares. And so I'm going to sort of explain to you guys what I did and why I did what I did. And so hopefully this will be something for me to look back on and to experience and to learn, as well as showing you guys what I was doing and whether it was correct or not. So hindsight is 2020. So I think this is a perfect video to kind of go through that and explain. So let's get started. So the beginning of my Tesla journey was me buying a third with two other friends, and at the current price, I think it was £118 each. I think that was what we bought it at. And so we kind of went and we bought £118 and we sort of split it because we didn't want to put the full amount in, not knowing much about Tesla and the market and being relatively new to this share and stock exchange market. So we thought it would be reasonable to kind of split the risk and to only put a third in each. And so that's what we did. And so as you can see in this graph, we bought quite early on, say January. And so we just kind of sat on it and just watched it go up every day. Kind of, generally had a joke and checked on the news that was coming out regularly because there was a lot of stuff going on with regards to Tesla and some of the news. So that was my first step in buying a share. So I picked up the second share when the earnings call was announced for Tesla. And at this moment in time, I kind of realized that there was something behind the numbers and the figures, and Tesla was going to be something of around about a good deal. So I picked up this just after the earnings call as the day started. So I got relatively good price at I think $621. So I picked up one then, and so as you can see, that's a set number two on the graph. This next two shares that I bought were really interesting because at this moment of time I had a change of heart and I actually fully believed in Tesla and I thought this company was going to be actually really big. And looking at the markets and looking at how people have projected, and especially one article that kind of swayed it for me was when one of the larger investment companies changed their rating or their overall total aim for Tesla at 800. And so this was a turning point for me, and so I decided to actually put two more shares at point number three in the graph, if you can see. And at that moment of time, I kind of knew that this was gonna go big, and so that's one of the reasons why I invested two at this moment of time. Purchased those two shares. There was 2 days of solid growth and reaching peaks of 960. And at the close at that night, there was some sell-off, so I didn't really think much of it at that time. And once the market closed, I read around. A lot of people had a look at Reddit and see what the general consensus was. I had a look at a few YouTube videos, and a couple of YouTubers were saying that they've sold. And so this led me to think and to believe that a lot of people had kind of lost their faith in Tesla and they didn't think that it was going to go any higher, and so they were trying to cash in on their profits. So at this moment of time, I thought, now is the time to kind of sell before the value of the shares dropped below 725, at which I bought those two shares. And so as soon as the market opened, I tried to sell, and so I think in hindsight, I think it was a good time to kind of get rid of my shares once I'd realized that that was what was happening. And so I kind of benefited from that a little bit by having some sort of knowledge of what the general people, what they were thinking in regards to Tesla and their shares. This moment of time, I actually thought my time in Tesla had finished, but I really wanted to still hold shares in this company because I knew eventually that it would really pick up. So I thought it would be wise to kind of let shares hit their bottom. At one moment of time, I think the shares did drop to, I think, $699 per share. And so I thought I would wait for it to kind of lower and then pick it up on the way up. And I think I picked it up at this point number five, and that was at 641. I thought that would have been the bottom. But knowing me and in my previous experiences, when I bought WWE, I do tend to buy a little bit early before the bottom has been reached. And so this was a similar case with Tesla. And so what I decided, because obviously the day had closed, so the following day I decided that as soon as I would make a profit, I would sell. Okay, it wasn't as clear cut as that, and there were times when I was like, "Oh, I'll hold and I'll see, and maybe it'll go to 800, and people are going to buy back." And I honestly thought that with a strong start in the morning, that it could possibly stir more people to buy the share and push the value back up to 800. 800, say 850, but that wasn't the case. And then as soon as the value started to drop down to the level of about 850, I thought that was the time to kind of sell again and wait for the actual bottom to be reached. And that was something that I learned from buying the shares at WWE, where I'd not waited for the bottom. And so this is something that I carried forward into this, and I wanted to kind of have cash liquid. I mean, it's a large amount of money, £500, so I thought I would rather have it cash and ready to buy. And if I do miss the opportunity, it's not like I've lost out on money. So this was one of the reasons why I actually sold at the time instead of held on to the Tesla shares. Right, just a quick recap, and these are all figures are going to be in pounds. And so the first share that I bought really early on at 358, which was a third, and as you can see, we were sold at 606, and a third of that was £82. And then the next one, which I bought after earnings call, netted me a total of £128. And then the two that I picked up just after the article being released, so I think it was 725, netted me a total of £92. And then those were all sold at the same time. And then the other one share that I picked up at the bottom at 569, which was I think $641. Sorry, $741, and then sold at 751. And so that gave me a total of £10. And so in total, the total value is £313.81 in my journey through Tesla. So this concludes today's video. Thank you for listening, and please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.